Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, this is our mini project, which is the topic is analysis of DC-DC boost converter circuit. So, this is the group members. Firstly, Muhammad Aiman bin Azhar. Then, me, myself, Muhammad Amran bin Muhammad Rizwan. And lastly, Muhammad Hakim bin Faizal. So this is our introduction. Firstly, convert DC voltage to a different DC voltage. So our input is DC voltage and the output that we want is DC ripple voltage. And secondly, it is called as boost converter because the output voltage is higher than the input voltage. Then construct the DC-DC boost converter using the given parameters. For set a specific value of frequency and duty ratio. Lastly, construct simulation and calculation. Simulation and calculation are compared to obtain accurate values.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Azhar. So I will present the operation of the DC-DC boost converter. So as you can see on the picture on the top, that is the circuit for DC-DC boost converter. So boost converter is a non-isolated converter. It also known as step-up converter, which means that the output voltage is larger than the input voltage. So when the switch is closed, the current does not flow through the diode. The inductor will store some energy and a magnetic field will build up around the conductor. When the switch is open, the current to inductor will stop. Instead, it flows through the diode. The inductor now acts like a voltage source in series with a voltage supply. It will cause the capacitor charge higher voltage, which means that it is successfully step up a low DC voltage to higher one. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
So now we proceed with simulation part. So by using the given parameters, DC-DC boost converter was stimulated using Simulink or MATLAB, which is MATLAB in the MATLAB. So the frequency that we chose is 200 kHz and the duty cycle was 0.5. So this is the circuit that we constructed in Simulink. So the circuit is based on the task given. So this is the DC voltage source of 50 volt. This is the inductor. So we need to find the value obtained. We need to obtain the value of current of inductor. So this is the display, which is the current, and I have put the scope to obtain the waveform. And this is MOSFET, and in order for us to get duty cycle waveform, we need to connect the MOSFET with plus generator and scope, which is to obtain the waveform. And this is the diode, and this is our capacitor, and this is our load, which is resistor, and we need to obtain the voltage. So this is the value of voltage, which I will go further after this. And this is the scope to obtain the waveform of voltage. So this is our first waveform, which is duty cycle signal waveform. So as we can see, the waveform is square wave and it is continuous, where we can see up and down. So it is a stable waveform. So the duty cycle that we chose, as I I have explained here is 0.5. So now this is the output voltage waveform, and it's like a continuous as well, where we can see a zigzag shape, and the voltage output that we obtain is 98.81. So this is the value that we obtain from the display in the circuit that we construct. And lastly, this is the inductor current waveform. So as same as the voltage waveform shape, so it is the zigzag. So it is a in continuous waveform. So the I minimum that we obtain is 3.897 ampere, and I max is 4.181, which is we obtain from this signal statistic, which is this 4.181, and I minimum we obtain from the display in the circuit that we have construct.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I will explain about our mini project calculation. First of all, we need to calculate the output voltage ripple. So from the formula that we have derived, the final formula we got is theta VO over VO equal to D over RCF. Our value of D is 0.5, meanwhile our value of F frequency is 200,000, and our value for C is 100 times 10 power of -6. We put the value into the formula, we got 0.05% for output voltage ripple. Next, we need to calculate the output voltage. The formula is VO equal to Vin over 1 minus D. Our Vin is 50 and D is 0.5. So 50 divided by 1 minus 0.5, we got 100 volt. Moreover, we need to calculate the minimum or maximum inductor current. So in this slide, I have derived the formula, and for minimum inductor current, the final formula is IL min equal to Vin over 1 minus in bracket 1 minus D squared times R minus Vin times dt over 2L. Our Vin value is 50, our D is 0.5, our T is 1 over F, which is 1 over 200,000, and our L value is 400 times 10 power of -6. So we put this value into the formula and we got 3.844 ampere for minimum inductor current. The same goes for maximum inductor current, but the formula is a little bit different. In minimum inductor current we need to minus, but in maximum inductor current we need to plus both of the value. So IL max equal to Vin over 1 in bracket 1 minus D squared times R plus Vin times dt over 2L, and we got the final answer for maximum inductor current is 4.156 ampere. Into the next section, we got verification through experimental results and calculation, which in the simplest instance is we need to compare the simulation and calculation value. First of all, if we look into this table, we will need to compare the value of output voltage in simulation and calculation, minimum inductor current and maximum inductor current. So if we look into the first row, we got output voltage. In simulation, the output voltage is 98.81 volt, but in calculation we got 100 volt. We also measure the percentage of error in percent, which is for output voltage we got 1.09%. Next, for output voltage ripple, in calculation we got 0.05. Moreover, in minimum inductor current, in simulation we got 3.897 ampere, but in calculation we got 3.844. and the percentage of error is 1.38. For here we can saw that the simulation value decreased to the calculation value. Finally, we have the maximum inductor current. In simulation, we got 4.181 ampere and it decreased in calculation value is 4.156, which is the percentage of error is quite small, that 0.6%.
Okay, this is our final part of our presentation, which is conclusion. So firstly, we managed to explain the significance of using gate driver for converter circuit. Second, able to understand the principal operation of boost DC-DC converter circuit. Lastly, can analyze the boost DC-DC converter performance under variations of parameters. So that's all from our group. Thank you.